our 70th anniversary. It's a conference and professional development opportunity for all of our membership.
We started in 1954, a gentleman by the name of Arthur Goodwin.
70 is an important milestone because it proves and validates our worth.
The important thing about this organization is that it's a resource for all of us to turn to for answers to questions we may not have the answer to.
The job with the association is just work together with all of our colleagues and work together a common goal to bring professional development to our members.
Facilities sets the table for education to be delivered. And it's a very simple way of looking at it, but it's a very clean way of looking at it.
The teachers can't use the classrooms, the kids wouldn't be able to come in and use the facilities if we don't set it first.
What we do supports the delivery of education, and everything we do impacts that.
It truly makes a difference in the environment that these children are in day to day. The better the environment, typically the better the student outcomes.
We advocate for infrastructure in our schools. We advocate for students.
We're leaders in the field of facilities, and we're going to continue to move forward in that direction.
It's a testament of the great leadership and the leaders to come in the future to keep this association strong.
It's important to recognize the growth, the sustainability of what we've done, how the industry has changed, and what we have to do to stay with it.
We wouldn't still be here in 70 years if what we were doing, if we weren't putting out good products and good education to our members.
So the association acts as a vessel for providing educational content to our members.
We educate our people. We're really the primary resource for facilities managers.
We come together here to learn from each other, to review state requirements, to talk about new legislation that impacts us, and to really take those strengths and bring them back to our home districts.
Now I think we have a seat at the table with administrators. They look for us directions and guidance about making our schools better for our students.
We have to help them understand what we need in order to make them successful.
We want to let the business officials, the superintendents of school districts know the role of the director of facilities and how vital it is to the success moving forward, and also let them know that we're here to make sure that the director of facilities are ready to do that job in terms of making sure they have the right education.
We want to make that the best environment for the kids to grow and learn, just as they do on an education standpoint.
That's why we're here. We want to create healthy, clean, safe learning experience so these kids are successful when they're under our watch and they go out into the world and become successful adults. The importance of this association is the camaraderie, the networking, and the wealth of knowledge and professionalism.
It's conferences like this that allows members to come in and hear from various subject matter experts to be able to extract and take away tools that will be useful.
Definitely a lot of sharing of resources, better understanding how to leverage the programs, how to apply, how much funding is available.
There's an opportunity to bring together the director of facilities from all over the state and engage with leaders who are responsible for the infrastructure of education.
There are so many years of service in this room. People have done the very same job that you're doing. And if you have a problem that you don't know how to solve, you can go to several other people and probably get 10 different ways to fix that problem.
Every year I always manage to try to find new contacts, establish different ways that I can reach different people.
We do a lot of communication, and some of the best people I know are a phone call away.
One email and you can get 50 people answering it. It's hard to put a monetary amount on that, but it definitely helps you be the best you can be.
Sharing with a colleague from another chapter or another school district, they understand what you're going through, they understand the challenges of what you're doing, they see that global picture that you see.
I've called them on many occasions and asked them a question, and oh yeah, no, we do it this way. This is how we do it.
The ability to reach out to our colleagues and get the answers we need, or just somebody to vent to when we're not having such a great day and realize that we're all in this together.
I am past president of the executive board, as well as the first female to ever hold this title in the association in our 70 years.
Having the past presidents available to us and the leadership committee, they bring the past to us so that we don't make mistakes that may have been made in the past.
It's like the wheel was invented back in the 1400s. No sense in reinventing the wheel if somebody else has already done it.
So this year we're really focused on leadership and emotional intelligence. It's a theme we started last year and we've carried forward. that struck a chord with our members.
And so the need for facility leaders to have more skills, such as being able to develop and coach people that they recruit and work for them, became really important.
And as the leader of that team, it's your responsibility to make sure they're on track and let them know when they're getting too far off track or too close to the danger zone.
For me, leadership is, I use today the word authenticity. If you want to be humble, you have to be authentic. But I also talk about taking the high road. You soar with the eagles when you're going high, and you get down in the mud with the hippos when you're in the mud. So I'm a person that just believes that you define leadership by influence.
So we had a pivot when COVID came because we had never seen something like that. We had seen the bird flu, we had the swine flu, but we never saw anything to the extent that COVID brought to the school community.
We had to really kind of rethink, reposition, and reevaluate some of the things that we have been doing. So I see a lot of changes that have happened. We really kind of work with the best practices to really move forward with what we need to do.
Through COVID, this association was instrumental. They held weekly COVID meet and greets on a Zoom meeting, and you could get on there with all the latest information, where to buy products.
Very much successful because we were identifying needs and concerns and issues and trying to figure out how do we get kids back in, how do we keep everyone safe, how do we get the supplies and materials needed into the buildings when the supply chain was an absolute mess.
I mean, now we're trying to look at classrooms in a whole new way. So it feels the same, right? You're like, oh, we went to school, you sit at the desk. So having mobile rooms or the ability to change becoming more paramount. So the ideas that we can help with and ways that we can grow the schools is paramount.
There was no way that we would be able to open the buildings up to be able to support instructional programming without having all the modifications that we had to put in.
Our role is to make sure that there's comfort, that there's safety, that there's security in our schools.
There's always new challenges, right? The threat assessment is becoming a big topic, especially for someone like me who's in health and safety.
I joined right around Columbine, and so security and safety were always a little bit different. Post, it's just been totally different.
It's important to make schools as safe and efficient as we can. So if we get better at security and emergency management practices, it helps everyone, staff and students alike.
The acceptance of advanced security measures such as video cameras and card swipes and access control was never a thought pre-2000, and now obviously it's the norm.
There is so much with all the automation systems, with the security systems. That is all technology, that's all automation and AI driven. And so it's great to see that they have a venue like this to stay on top of everything that's coming up new.
And we want to be the resource that superintendents and business officials reach out to so that they can get the right information at the right time to meet the needs of their district.
We are so excited to be here at the 70th Conference Level Up.
We're excited to be here. This is, like you said, it's our first time at this event. They do a lot of great things for all of the children in our state, and shaping them as they grow.
I think they're very focused on getting things done and protecting and taking care of their facility.
They're pretty much on 24/7. They always have their phone. They have to respond to all emergencies, anything that goes on in that building.
From making sure those doors stay open, those doors closed, those windows shut, those doors locked.
They've got to keep the staff happy, the students happy.
They're in charge of the environmental conditions, of temperature, spaces. They're the ones putting in the early mornings, the late hours.
And they're keeping their buildings safe for their students.
So they have a lot of people that they're trying to please and just keep moving on a daily basis.
And that's very challenging and puts forth a lot of effort on their part.
Anything we can do to make those jobs easier is a benefit not just to the facilities leaders, but to the district at large.
And we understand how important it is for these guys, these facility directors, to get their place up and running.
They're the unsung heroes of school districts.
And it's great to be able to come out and support these guys.
So we love to partner with them and work with them.
Being here at the conference helps us to build that relationship.
It's great to meet all the facility directors and all the other vendors. I think it's an outstanding event.
70 years in. That's amazing. That's sustainability. That is showing that we continue to move forward and keep it together, which is powerful.
Every year we move forward. To see where we were 20 years ago, to watch the organization grow with that is something to be very, very proud of.
Believing in this organization is so nice, so being able to have this family away from home is really great.
I don't think we've ever lost ground of who we are and the direction we're going in. We just keep stepping up our game further and further and making people out there in the world see who we are.
It's more than just a facilities management. It's a family. It's a group that is here to help.
It's the greatest organization I've been a part of.
If you're not here and if you're not involved, you're missing out.
So excited to be able to put on my bell bottoms and rock out today.
Congratulations, 7 years is awesome.
And 70 years is wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm one of the few probably here at the show that has been around for a lot of that time, at least since the 70s. So congratulations to everybody for that.
Congratulations on 70 years.
Our 70th anniversary.
70th anniversary.
70 years.
70 years.
70 years.
70 years.
70 years strong.